Hilltop Zone. I really like the. This is gonna sound like a broken record, but I really like the music here. Um, Everything else kind of leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's always been a fun zone for me when I play through it. Lava, these seesaws had an interesting dynamic to them. I'm just breaking those rocks whenever I seem to break them, just because out of, I guess, force of habit. Those little twisty corridors, we haven't seen that since Emerald Hill. I'm not even sure I went through one back there, but they're in that level. Yeah, not much to really say about this one. It's just a nice little mid-game level. It's about the end of the easy stages, too. Not that the game's super difficult, but all these stages here I've kind of breezed through without even thinking about it. Maybe it's because I've always played, like, up to this. When I was a kid, like, this is as far as I could get sometimes. And I'm talking, like, when I was, like, 7 and 8, because I wasn't really super good at games back then. I do remember playing Sonic and Knuckles in the morning before going to school a lot, though. So, there's a memory. These little vine carts, too. Alright, motherfucker. I hate doing that kind of shit. I don't mind making mistakes, but I mind making mistakes that are easily avoidable. That's the recording curse, though, I think. And since I've got the invincibility here, I'm running right over the lava, not even stopping. Flying through the air. Yeah. I keep hitting those goal poles, the special stage triggers there, but I don't know if I'm doing another one this playthrough like I mentioned earlier. Zone 2, just a little jump to show it off, I guess. Like I said, breaking rocks. Take this lower path here. I always like those enemies too, like the dragon, the Nessie looking motherfuckers. And I always like these pathways too that you have to break to get into. It's like a far more tolerable version of the Marble Zone from the first game, which, since I referenced it so much, I might end up playing the first game on this channel too, but I enjoy it much less because they weren't, back then I don't think they were still sure if they wanted Sonic to go fast, like super fast, so they put these like labyrinthian levels that you have to slow down to get through, and earthquake on screen, not, it's like the water levels in Sonic 3 if you played that, or like being chased by lava, and just like what I mentioned, the Marble Zone, it's not too threatening really. Yeah. I always like that. Just jump in and see if I can aim myself to jump out. I always mess up the timing though. Those spikes were inconveniently placed. I'll take full responsibility for taking the hit, but seriously. And eventually you get to the point where when you learn to ride these so much, you just jump off one of the other ones because you know the pathway continues in one direction as opposed to the other. When all else fails, you should usually head right. Don't quote me on that in every single level in this game, but it's a good rule of thumb, I think, especially in the early levels. Another easy Robotnik fight. He might have the easiest boss fights in this game. Look at this. I bet you I'm one hit away, too. I bet you anything. What did I fucking say? What did I just fucking say? I didn't even watch that beforehand to know. Duck and cover. That was Hilltop Zone. Nothing too remarkable. Oh, okay, this is one of the stages. I don't hate this stage. But Mystic Cave, certainly as a kid, was a difficulty spike. Not nearly as bad as later levels, of course, but these lightning bug enemies here have weird points of vulnerability. Like, you have to be pretty precise with the timing on it, which was hard when I was 7. I don't know if I really get hit by him here, but I don't know. I do like that it's... See? He wasn't even lighting up then. What? I don't understand it. Other than that, like, dodging these... I don't know what they're supposed to be. These rapidly descending rocks isn't too difficult. I fucking hate these puzzles, though. I mean, nothing to it. It's just tedious from time to time. Especially, like, finding the switches for certain bridges and whatnot. All that being said, it's really not a bad level, though. And I really like the music. Especially the Versus music for the area. Which I don't think I'll be showing off because I don't have a second person. This is my solo LP, so I won't have anyone to do a race with. So there's no real reason to. I like those enemies as well, just because they're kind of wacky. I don't know if your enemies are supposed to be wacky when you're an evil doctor, but I guess I do like the vine system a little bit. It's something new anyway. Like I said, those aren't too hard to get over. Your timing has to be pretty off for you to be crushed by one. See, there's Act 1 already. I love it. Oh, man. 7 lives. Not bad. And this is, before I forget to mention, this is the zone that has the infamous pit in it, which is, I'll make note of it if it comes up, certainly, but it's a pit where if you fall in, you cannot escape. Not even Supersonic can get out because it's too high to jump out of, or it's too low on the ground, you can't jump that high, and it's a dick move, Sega. It was a dick move. Not that you should get trapped in it more than once unless you're showing it off, which I'm very well might, I don't know. Depends on how I feel when we get there. Invincibility shield actually doing some good. See, now this is... And see, that's like a kind of pit right just like that, but deeper and stupider. Here it is. Now how in the fuck am I supposed to get out of that? You can't. You can't. I'll start from the beginning now. Fortunately, we weren't too deep into the zone that it's gonna be a waste of time. It was a learning experience after all. I'm here to teach you how to play mediocre, but be entertaining at the same time. I'm far from being, I think, even the best person to LP this game, because it's done by so many people. You can't... Like, if I were to take a more obscure title, I could probably say my video would be the one to watch for it, but for this, you have so many choices, but... Thanks for watching this one. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, I fall into this pit a second time. Doesn't help that the spring is kind of set into the wall to begin with. There's the pit. I like that I got the ring back by hanging there. That's pretty cool. So there's a second pit, but it has a spring at one end. So after you take that first hit, if you're decent at timing, which you should be, get it. Well, here's a shield anyway. I feel a little bit better now about not having a ring. Well, never mind. Strike that last statement. Oh, come on, make the jump. Sort of draining sometimes to watch yourself miss an easy move. I don't know how I fell through those, but whatever. Go now. See, this is Remember what I said in the last zone? Always go right. This is why I'm redacting that statement, because clearly that was a better move. And here coming up on Robotnik. Again, for all the difficulty it is, if you know how to dash quickly and pick up rings, this boss isn't too bad. And I like that I started with a shield too, so we got that. Kinda like the boss from the third stage of Sonic 3. Marble Garden or whatever that stage was called. I forget, I'm sorry. Except instead of causing earthquakes, it just makes stalactites fall on you. Or is that stalagmites? I don't know. I'm not an earth scientist. Again, so again, not too difficult of a boss fight. Alright, good times. Thanks for hanging out. That's all for number 3. We'll see you next time. Peace.